morning. So I thought I had clients this morning and I don't. So I went to the grocery store. I'm leaving the grocery store, and y'all, let me tell y'all how bad these cravings get, right? So I need to go home and dive into some paperwork and some bookkeeping. But when I have a craving, like, it will not be denied. Okay? It will not be denied. I will drive clean into the city. I will drive across the bridge. I will drive clean to the south side of Richmond for something I want that's over there. So that's how bad these cravings are. But look, I'm getting ready to head into the city. And that's interesting. It says I have an appointment at 11, and I know I don't. Oh, okay. Somebody jumping into the conversation already. I agree. Effective communication is important, but what if she doesn't want to communicate? Well, baby, I want you to send your girl, your woman, your wife, the link to the Feminine Communication Masterclass that's happening on February 21st. She could benefit. Pay for her, register for her seat, and tell her this is one of her many Valentine's gifts that you got. Okay? Because I agree, you're going to need her participation when we're thinking about communication. But anyway, I'm going to drive into the city, to the donut shop there, and I'm going to talk to y'all while I'm going. Okay? I'm going to take the through the city way instead of the highway. But Feminine Communication Skills Masterclass. The Feminine Communication Masterclass is February 21st at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be about 90 minutes to 2 hours. We will go over. This is the foundational class. This is the class that I ask every woman attend. If you're interested in dating or marrying a man or being with a man, this is the class for you to attend. Now, here's what's interesting. Technically, I could throw this class for men. I wouldn't call it feminine communication. And I would tweak some things. There's some things that I would tweak because men need to understand women, communicate a little differently. But a lot of these skills, they gonna apply to men and women. He said, or better put, I see a problem with emotional and physical connection. She sees no problem. Yeah, she won't go. You gotta have healthy communication. And how about this? Most importantly, and this is what a lot of y'all, can I be real? A lot of y'all are with someone who will not participate. That person will not participate in having a healthy co-created relationship. That's a lot of people. It blows my mind that people pick a partner. That partner does not want to do their part. That partner does not want to lift their end of the sofa. And y'all stay with that person. Like, that blows my entire mind. I'm not built for that. I'm not built to stay in a situation, even if I chose that person, right? Because I get it. We're choosing people and we think we're making a good choice. But I'm going to be real with you. As soon as I figure out I didn't, I'm out. Like, I'm out. I don't suffer in silence well. I'm not built for that. So whether you're a man or you're a woman and you have a partner and that person will not participate, will not cooperate, will not do their part in a healthy relationship and co-creating that relationship, I'm good. I'm good. And y'all already know it's in me to be alone. It's in me to be by myself. That's how good I am. But that's I see a whole lot of relationships in my office, a whole lot of relationships that I coach, that I'm thinking to myself, okay, do you see this? Because I see this. Do you see what I see? What? Like, this person doesn't want to participate. This person doesn't want to cooperate. And to me, if you show me that more than once, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to communicate what I see. I'm going to tell you what it is. But if no change is forthcoming, I'm going to go about my business. Like, I'm built different. I'm built different. And I am not going to sit here and make a grown person do something that they don't want to do. So I just don't understand that. I don't understand that. He said, I like your outlook, but for some of us, we're just too damn old. You know, that's unfortunate. I'm never too old to be happy. I'm never too old to be satisfied if I'm with another person. I ain't never old. I'll leave you behind and I'm 70. No, I'm different. Okay, I'm different. Let's call it that, okay? Let's call it I'm different, because I just am not built for that. But a lot of y'all are with people that quiet as is kept. Ooh, yeah, this gonna hurt some feelings. They don't really want you like that. Like, they don't really want you like that. They don't really love you like that. They not. And you ready? This for the men. You ready? They know you ain't going nowhere. They know you ain't gonna leave. They know you ain't gonna put them down. And that's why they doing that. You ever think of that? You ever think of that, fellas? That this woman, no, you ain't going nowhere. No, you ain't, you not gonna leave. Maybe that's why she's doing what she's doing. Maybe that's why you ain't getting laid on the regular. Maybe that's why you not getting the respect. You not getting the communication. Because you ain't going nowhere. Okay? What? So, like, that's what's going through a lot of these women's heads. You're not going anywhere. And look, I had a guy friend tell me this the other day. He said, men don't have options like that, Anita. I said, what? Because y'all be talking like y'all got all these women that want you and all these women you could be with. He said, we don't. We don't have options like that. We don't have. A lot of men stay with some foolishness because they don't have nobody else that want them. They don't have nobody else that's feeling them like that. I was like, oh my God, oh Lord. Oh. I was like, oh my God. Like, clutch my pearls. He said, yeah, it's the truth. He said, and you need to, he said, y'all be thinking that we have all these options. We don't. We really don't, Anita. I was like, wow. He said, so it's a whole lot of men staying in a crazy situation because of fear. Fear of being alone. He said, that's a lot of men, and I agree. Fear of being alone. Most men cannot be alone. They cannot be alone. They will stay with a horrible woman, an abusive woman, a disrespectful woman, a woman that's completely neglecting their needs, and y'all will stay with her. And look, then my other guy friend said, well, you a woman. You a woman. You have more options than the average man. You're a woman. You're an attractive woman. You're a size 6 woman. Like, you have more options than the average man. They say even at my age. That's what they said. Even at my age, I still have more options than the average man. So I'm like, ooh, oh. Like, what? Yeah, they said so. Yeah, we stick around. We stick around. We stay with what we know. A lot of men fear being alone. A lot of men fear change. And look, even if the woman is abusive and neglectful, it's what they know. It's what they know. I'm like, oh Lord, Anita ain't. No, Anita ain't built like that. No. But they did. They got on me. They said, you a woman. You got options. You can go out here and get you any kind. And then look, this is what's funny. So when men come in my DM, and I don't entertain men from my DM. This is my business. This is my business page. I don't have personal social media. And even when I did, I do not entertain men from my DM. I don't. If I don't meet you out into the world somewhere near where I live or where I'm going, it ain't going to happen. I'm not interested in meeting people digitally. I'm not. I don't use dating apps. Like, I'm not interested in any of that. But even when men would come in my DM, and it's funny because, like I said, it's a tactic, and I have to explain this to women. It's a tactic. It's a neg. It's what we call a negging tactic, right? So they want to question whether you're in a relationship and why aren't you married and this, that, and the third. I said, bro, you came here. You came here. Okay? You came here to me. I didn't come on your side of the street. You came to my side of the street. Number 2, you see me? You see me? Clearly, it's a choice that I'm making. I'm deciding not to go with any of the options in my DM or any of the options I have out here in the real world or any of the options I have in any other setting. I'm choosing that because you see me. Okay? So let's not act like I can't get a man. I'm just so lonely and I can't procure a partner. Like, let's not do that. Okay? Don't do that. Okay? Because like I said, getting a warm body, getting a man, any man, is like, easy. Easy. Okay? So let's not do that. Don't do that. All right? Obtaining a man is not hard. Especially if it's a warm body, especially if it's just any old man. That's easy. But that's not what I'm looking for. And as I tell people all the time, there's only two options for me. And I'm in number one right now. That's where I'm at. I'm in number one right now. I'll let y'all know when I'm in number two. But there is nothing in between. Okay? So let's not go there. Okay? But y'all, I'm just being honest with you. And there's some harsh truth, but a lot of y'all are with women that don't like you. A lot of y'all are with women that don't want you. A lot of y'all are with women that would not sacrifice for you, would not, compromise. Woo, a lot of y'all. But again, you got somebody and I guess you fear that you can't get somebody else, or I don't know. Like I said, I don't understand it. I really don't. I'm not built for that. I want to be wanted and desired, and I want to want and desire my partner. I can't be with a man I don't respect. So I don't understand that. Like, that to me is odd. I wouldn't want to be with a man I don't want and don't like and don't respect. I don't need my bills paid that bad. So I don't understand that. Maybe I'm a unique woman in that way. What, your money and your resources and all of that? Like, okay, sure, you shouldn't be broke. I'm not taking care of you. I get it. I'm not going to take care of a man, but it's not so high up on my list of priorities that everything else falls to the bottom. So I don't understand that. But for a lot of women, especially women who, are hypergamous, they have that nature. For me, hypergamy is not just about financial. I want a better man than me all the way around. So it's not just about money and resources. I just want a better man all the way around. I want him to be fit. I want him to be healthy. I want him to be smart. Oh my God, I want him to be smart. I want him to be smart. I want him to be more emotionally intelligent than me. I want him to be a more effective communicator than me. Like, I just want a better man, all the way around. That's what hypergamy means to me. So it's not just about money. It's not just about resources or what he has. I just want him to be better. That's just Anita. But, y'all, I done forgot where I'm going. Okay, I know I'm going. Where am I going? But I want to talk about effective communication today before I go off to running my mouth, which I already have. I just want to see some comments here because I see some comments. I am glad you got a positive outlook and seems like you know how to communicate. Your name, wish you the best and hope you have success in your career and in your love life and whatever the hell you want. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Just want a better life, one. Yeah, thank you so much. Like I said, I'm out here just like y'all. In this muck. I am not in the insecure dating pool. I'm not in that pool. That's where a lot of y'all are. I am in the securely attached dating pool, and that means I have to be patient. I have to wait for someone else who is securely attached. So that's the dating pool I'm in. She already knows I can't leave. I have a son. I have to stay. Wow. Yeah. And that, oh my God. He said sex one time every 5 years. Oh, Lord. A woman can always get sex if she wants. Even ugly women. Yup. That's what my friends say. My friend said even fives, threes, 3 women, 4 women, 5 women. So not a 10, not a woman that's a 10. We're talking a woman that's a 3 or a 4 or a 5 can get a man. My God. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. And look, the 3 women, they be wanting the 10 men. And I'm like, now, you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. Okay? Even I know better than that. Come on now. Come on. Let's not do that. Okay? But yeah. Even the average looking woman, even the, they can get a man. So, yep. And I'm not going to embarrass nobody and call out no 3s, 4s, and 5s, but still, you know who you are. You know who you are. You know you got work to do. And I'm not just talking about looks. I'm talking about the whole picture, okay? But you know who you are. Okay, no. All right, but okay, let me make sure. Looks, the title, effective communication on this live took a turn. Oh yeah, it did. It took a crazy turn. But I'm about to come back, okay? I'm about to come back right now. You ready? So, effective communication. One, I have to plug my Feminine Communication Masterclass happening on February 21st at 7:30 p.m. If you are a woman, this is for women only. Please go to the pillar link in my bio and register. Seats are limited. When they are run out, then that link will disappear. There will also be in the next 2 days a different link to the workbook. You will download that for free. You do not have to go to the masterclass to download the workbook, but I want you to understand this. The workbook, I mean, there's no context. Like, you're going to get the workbook and you're going to think, okay, what does this mean? What does that mean? There's really no context. You're going to have to attend the Feminine Communication Masterclass to understand everything in the workbook. So that's my shameless plug, number one. Now we're getting back to effective communication. Let me tell you all the one thing that is missing from most people's being effective communicators. What is that one thing, you ask? Well, a lot of times I will post content, and y'all don't realize this, but I'm posting content because I'm collecting data. So I am a complete relationship science nerd. I am a complete geek when it comes to relationship science. And most of the posts, the things that I post, it's to collect data. And a lot of y'all don't even realize it. I get attacked. I get called all kind of what's and who's it, what's, all kinds of stuff for what I post. And what y'all don't realize is I'm collecting data. That's what I'm doing. I want to see how you respond to that post. And remember, I have a hypothesis already in my mind. I take a educated guess on what most people are going to say or respond or think, and then I post, and then I collect data over a period of time. Okay, so that's just a little tidbit. Most of the things that I post is because I'm actually collecting data on where people are, where their mindset is. So here is what I have gathered in probably the last 6 or 7, no, it's been about a year, not 6 or 7 months. In the last year, so since last January, this is what I have deduced, okay? A huge reason why we are not getting anywhere with the sexes. So between men and women, this gender war that we find ourselves in the last 3 to 5 years, the reason why we're not getting anywhere is, in order to be an effective communicator, you have to be willing to temporarily put aside your perspective. You have to be willing to temporarily suspend your worldview. And people today are not able to do that. They are not able to suspend. This is what happened to me. This is why it happened. This is how it should have been. This is me, right? And it's because of the wounding. It's because of our own experience. It's because, we've been hurt. So when we talk about, if I'm a woman and I'm talking about men, I am looking through the lens of how men have treated me, how my last 3 to 4 relationships have been, how my dating experience has gone. Like, that's when I'm answering a question that Anita poses, or when I'm responding to a piece of content that Anita posts, that all of that is in my comment. Okay? So it is based on my perception. It is based on my worldview. It is based on my experience. But effective communicators, they know how to be objective. They know how to suspend that temporarily. They know how to critically think. They know how to listen. They know how to understand. They know how to empathize. That's another thing that is in short supply. There is no empathy, which is the ability to put yourself in another person's shoes. That doesn't exist, especially online. That doesn't exist. Don't nobody care about you. You know, y'all don't care. You care about yourselves, and you care about your worldview, and you care about your experience, and you care about your perception. The end. You don't care about anybody else. But what's crazy is we are all connected. We are all connected. Every living, breathing thing on the planet is connected. It's made of all the same thing. But see, you can't suspend temporarily your own perspective. You cannot suspend your own experience. You cannot suspend your wounds, your hurts, your anger, your confusion, your frustration. You can't suspend that temporarily. And so 98% of the comments I get on my posts, on my content, on my reels, it's coming from that. So if you're a man and I post something, and look, 80% of the stuff I post about men is from men. That's what I think is a hoot. Y'all think it's me that wrote it. It's not. It's from a man. It's a male content creator that I collaborated with, or I'm friends with, or whatever, that I know. And you all assume a woman wrote it. No, 80% of the things that I write, that I repost, I shouldn't say write because I don't write it, I repost it, was originally written by a man. And that's what I think is so interesting. But I am collecting data. I am going into the back end of my Instagram. I'm looking at how many people responded, the gender of the people that responded, how many people liked it. Like, I'm looking at all of that data, and I am coming up with my own scientific deduction. So that's how much of a geek I am about relationship science, is that really a lot of my platform, not only is it something that God kind of called me to do or ordained me to do, he told me to do, but a lot of it is just me collecting data, is me just geeking out on the science and like where people's head is at. So that's what you need to know about that. But you cannot be an effective communicator if you are not willing to temporarily suspend your worldview, your perspective, if you're not willing to empathize with the other person, if you're not willing to put yourself in their shoes, you know, give them some grace, give them some compassion. If you're not willing to do any of that, you're out here and you're pushing your agenda, you're pushing your perspective, you're pushing your experience. Like, that's all you're doing. And then the other person, because they don't feel heard, they don't feel seen, they don't feel empathized with, they don't feel any compassion coming from your end, now they're going to do the same thing. Or they start off doing that and then you're going to do the same thing. And that is, we are at this Mexican standoff. That until people can put themselves in other people's shoes, until people can suspend whatever their experience is, until they can think critically, until they can have a measure of compassion, we're not going to get anywhere. You just got a whole bunch of people talking at each other. And again, I had a gentleman who responded to a post and he called himself reprimanding me. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to tell you right now on this live, if you come on my platform, if you come on my page and you call yourself reprimanding me or telling me about myself or checking me, you know where that's going to land you, right? And here's the thing that's interesting. His then response was, oh, well, you can't take criticism. No, you can criticize all you, I mean, I don't know why you would want to criticize me. That's the first question I had. Why would you want to criticize me? You can definitely share your difference of opinion. You can definitely disagree, but why would you want to criticize me? And why would you think that coming on my platform and criticizing me is going to get you anywhere? Like, why would I listen to someone that's coming on my platform to criticize me? So that's the first part. You're welcome to share your difference of opinion. You're welcome to share your thoughts, especially if they are critically thought out and they are respectful. Sure, I welcome it. I welcome it. But again, what you're doing is you're telling on yourself. So then he says something to the effect of, and I'm just paraphrasing, something to the effect of, you should know better, and you don't want to be criticized. There was another point he made that I was thinking, I was like, what? And you shouldn't be taking this stance, and this, and this is harmful, or something to that effect. And I was thinking, okay, what happened to free speech? Like, what happened to free speech? We do live in this country, and everybody else is spewing all the hate they want to spew. I'm not even spewing hate. I'm technically spewing some truth. And yet people cannot seem to manage it. People cannot seem to manage the little drop of truth that I put into the water. But yet people are spreading lies. People are spreading hate. That don't make no sense to me. But one, why would you want to come on here and criticize me? Like, no, that's probably not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to lead to an open, honest dialogue. Like, I will be naturally defensive because you're criticizing. So that just don't make sense to me. I didn't understand that. But this idea that, you can't handle, being criticized and whatever. Okay. But I'm just going to, warn you that if you come on my platform and you call yourself reprimanding me or telling me about myself, and I mean in a way that to me is, and it's totally off the point. Like, you're not even talking about the content at this point. You're just looking to shame me or blame me or whatever. You know where that's going to lead to. So I hope you had fun. I hope you had fun leaving that comment. It'll be the last one you leave. Yeah, because I will not tolerate it. I will, and you can call it whatever you want. I will not tolerate it. So that's the main problem that we have right now, is people are not willing to suspend their own experience. They are so deeply entrenched in their own experience and what's happened to them and their perspective that that's all they can see. That's all they can see. And I can post something as simple as women don't feel safe. Right? I've posted that before, where again, it was strictly to gather data. Women don't feel safe. That was it. That words on top of a pink piece of paper. Women don't feel safe. Well, that's because, y'all wanted this. Y'all wanted feminism. Y'all want what? Y'all wanted to be equal. Y'all wanted to be men. Yeah. That's your response to the words, women don't feel safe. Like, I really need you to sit down and reflect. I really do. I need you to sit down and reflect on why that's your response to the sentence, women don't feel safe. Like, there was no empathy, no compassion, no putting yourself in the place of, do women feel safe? Like, you didn't even ask the question, do women feel unsafe? No, there was no reflection. Just a bunch of hate. Like, and that's where we are. That's why we can't get anywhere, because there is no, think about the other side. And let me do this to be fair. Even the women, if I post something about the men, if I say women who are married should be having sex with their husband, you shouldn't be married to a man if you don't want to have sex. Well, see, they don't be doing what they supposed to be doing, and they drunk and they high and they this and they that. Okay. Can you just put yourself in the place of a person that has 30 times more testosterone than you, that thinks about sex once every 15 minutes? And yeah, they got married under the assumption that they would get their sexual needs met. Can you do that for 5 seconds? But you can't. You can't. You don't care. You don't care about that person. You don't care about the other person outside of you. And until we fix that, we're not going to get anywhere. We see other people as the problem. We see other people as the enemy. We see other people as bad or wrong, and people love to polarize. I tell my couples when they come into therapy all the time, stop using the words right and wrong, bad and good. Those are very polarizing statements. We're not after that. I'm not after who's right or wrong. I'm not after who's good or bad. I'm after the connection. I'm after being understood and being heard. I'm after understanding the other person and hearing and seeing the other person. Like, that's what I'm after. So it's not about winning or losing. That's another one I tell them. Stop with the winning or losing, right or wrong, good or bad. Focus on connecting. Focus on the understanding. Focus on hearing to understand and comprehend. But we're not even close. I can tell you right now, I can pull out my data when I get home and tell you we're not even close. We do not see the other person as real. Men do not see women as real life human beings with feelings. And women do not see men as real life human beings with feelings and thoughts. And it's insane to me. But this is why we're not getting anywhere. It's like the other person is a symbol. That's what it is. The other person is a symbol of something in your mind. So they're not even a person. They're a symbol of something. So for men, like red pill men, MGTOW men, manosphere men, a woman is a symbol of something that hurt them, that is disrespectful, that is withholding or neglectful. So you're not even looking at the person. It's a symbol. And for the women, a man is a symbol of something that was emotionally unavailable, that was physically abusive and verbally abusive and emotionally withholding and using, right? It's not even a person anymore. It's a symbol. And that's what every time I go in my comment section and I hear some of the hate, I hear some of the vitriol that y'all spit, that's what leads me to that conclusion. You all don't even see men as people, as human beings. You don't even see women as people, as human beings with thoughts and feelings and emotions and dreams and hopes and desires. You don't even see that. They are simply a symbol. And that's what your responses are. That's it. That's all you're doing is responding and speaking out. It's like the man, right? When we talk about the man, it is a symbol of oppression. It is a symbol of racism. But a lot of you all don't feel that same way about race. You don't see white people as real, as having real feelings and having goals and dreams and having love for their family. You don't even see that. You see people of other races, it's just a symbol. But I'm here to tell you, as one of the humanitarians of the world, like, we are all connected. And it doesn't matter the race. It doesn't matter the creed, the color. It doesn't matter the ethnicity. It doesn't matter the country. We are all connected under God. Okay? And until you're able to do that, until you're able to empathize with another human being, until you're able to see them as you see yourself, you will never get to a good, healthy place. You will never have good, healthy relationships. You will suffer in that area because you're just not able to see anyone else's perspective, anyone else's worldview. That's what the world needs. The world needs love for sure, but the world needs compassion and it needs empathy. It needs people that fully understand that we're all connected. We are all the same. We're all made up of the same thing. We are all equal in God's eyes in value. Until you embody that, this gender war will continue. It will get worse because men and women are just a symbol. We're not real. And men who use women, who have sex with women, who, like I told you, they consume women. And that is not all men, but that is a group of men. They see women as something to consume. They see women as something to use for their benefit and their pleasure. If you are a good man and you listening to this, you don't need to drop into the comments. You don't need to defend all men, okay? If you good, if you're not doing that, you can just listen to this and keep quiet. Okay? I'm talking to the guys that are not you. So you don't need to feel any kind of way. I know I don't. When I watch these videos about these women and all the craziness and the attitude and I don't say a peep. I'm quiet because I'm like, that ain't me. That ain't me. That's not talking about me. But what y'all need to understand, and this is what's interesting about men and the loyalty they have to their brethren and their foolishness. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all know some men right now that are out there doing dirt, using women, taking advantage of women, getting what they need from them. They have no intention of doing anything real with them. They have no intention of being responsible for them. They are consuming them. And you know who I'm talking about. And then you have women, not all of them, but there is a percentage of them that want to use men. They want to use men's resources. They want to use men for their money and what they can get from them and what they can do for them. Okay? That's a percentage of women. Women who are indoctrinated in the culture. Whatever the culture does, they do it. Not because they like it, not because they want to do it, because everybody else is doing it. Just a whole lot of followers. That's a whole lot of women. There are women out there drunk on validation, drunk on attention. Can't get enough attention. Got to show their backside. Take these selfies with their, backside. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. I don't comment on those videos because it ain't me. I can't tell you the last time I took a picture, a selfie with my backside to the mirror. I don't believe I ever have. So scroll my timeline and see if you see it. I don't think I ever have taken no picture with my butt to the camera and me looking over my shoulder. That has never happened. Okay? But there is a percentage of women that are out to use men. They're out to take advantage of men, use men. It's not about love. It's not about care or connection. It's about using. And for some reason, these two types, they keep stumbling upon people who don't want that. Like, I don't understand it. They keep stumbling upon people who are like, yeah, I just want real love. I want real connection. I want a relationship. I want to invest in someone and have that person invest in me. And then they stumble upon these two types of people that I'm talking about. So please stay woke. Stay wide awake. When you see that coming, run the other way. Don't be so desperate for love or attention or whatever that you fall into that trap. Because there's a lot of people out here like that. She said, yes to both. I know of those types of men and women, broken people. Yeah. But even if you're not that type, we do have a large percentage of men and women that, like I said, you cannot suspend your own experience. You cannot suspend your way of thinking, your hurt by the opposite sex. You can't, for some reason, you can't respond without that entering into it. So he said something, this gentleman who was, checking me, he said, why you keep saying these men are hurt, these men are wounded? Because one, I'm clinically trained. Okay. That's the first part. Like, come on, y'all. I'm clinically trained to do this. That's the first part. Okay. Clinically trained. The second part is it's a gift. Like, so outside of just clinical training, going to school and racking up a bunch of student loans, there is an intuitive gift that God gave me. So that's 56 years in. God hand delivered a gift, the gift of intuitiveness, to be able to feel other people's thoughts and feelings. So it's a gift. That's the second part. And then the third part is, to me, even if you weren't clinically trained and you didn't have the gift of, intuition and empathy, just based on the comments, like, look at the comments. What happy, healthy person drops in the comments and says, these dumb a-hoes, blah, 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 blah. Like, what happy person says that? What truly loving, warm, happy, fulfilled person drops into my comments and just starts spewing hate? Like, you don't need to be a clinically trained therapist, and you don't even need the gift of intuition to decipher that person has problems, sir. So that person has problems, right? Because people who have a great life, love themselves, love others, understand that the world's tough right now, but yeah, that's it. So yeah, I just don't understand. But yeah, he called himself checking me. And I mean, he looked to be 35, I was like, son, son, what are you doing? Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. But now it's too late. Like I said, you got exited out the door. You got exited because that's what you're not going to do. You can disagree with me, and plenty of people do. And they stay right here. They disagree. There's women who disagree with me. I have five followers right now who are female that regularly disagree with me. I see them pop up. They regularly disagree, and I leave them right there. They're respectful. They're not trying to check me. They're not calling me out my name or talking crazy. They disagree. And I go, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's a different perspective. That's it. But you're not going to come on my page and check me. No, that's not going to happen. Di said, totally woke. My walk away game is solid. Yeah, it's got to be. And I mean, you got to be quick with the discernment, right? You got to discern within 3 dates. That's what I teach women how to do. Within 3 dates. If I put a gun to your head and say, look, you going to keep dating this man or not? You should be able to tell me one way or another. You shouldn't be clueless. You shouldn't be like, I don't know. I need more time. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have 3 dates. You need to go out with this person 3 times. You don't need more than 3 times to determine if you want to move forward or not. So no. Anita is actually educated in this and has life experience on these topics and not just talking. Thank you. Thank you so much. And people who know my platform know that. Like, you all know, I'm trained as a therapist. I have a private practice. That's my full-time job. I work with couples now, only couples. I have a few individuals that are hanging on, but mostly couples. I do couples work. I coach people. I have a coaching business. I have a gift, that God regularly whispers in my ear, say this, say that, and people say to me all the time, how did you know that? How did you know that? But remember, God knows everything about all of us. And sometimes I will pull upon him and say, okay, what's really going on here? And he will drop it in my spirit and I will say it and people will cry or people will say, how did you know that? But that's the relationship I got with my Lord. Okay. So no, I'm not just talking about out my behind. And most of what I'm saying, there's some truth to it. And it does hurt. It stings. It stings when I hear the truth. I had somebody just the other day tell me a piece of truth and I was like, oh, I gotta work on that. I ain't denied. I just said I gotta work on it. Yeah. And it pricks the ego. But see, a lot of us need to deconstruct our ego. So there's a lot of ego in the comments. There's a lot of me, mine. I know everything and can't nobody tell me nothing. And you better not say nothing or I'm gonna get offended. It's a whole lot of that going on in the comments too. Yeah. She said, agree to disagree as expected, but disrespect is not tolerated. It is absolutely not. Not here. Not here. And you not going to show up on my page and try to check me. That ain't going to happen. So that's the number one thing I need you to understand. Communication is one of the 8 C's. For the longest time, I had 7 C's. I added an extra C, so now I have 8. We will go over the 8 C's in Feminine Communication Masterclass. That's something that applies to men and women. Okay. I'm going to put my feminine twist on it, but communication, effective communication is one of the 8 C's. And it's one of the C's that most people are not trained in, have not learned, they're not skilled in, but it is a skill. You can learn how to better communicate. There's all sorts of wonderful skills. You can learn how to be more direct. You can learn how to speak, in short bullet points. You can learn how to mirror a person back. You can learn how to validate people. You can learn how to speak from I and not you. You can learn how to speak to people in a way that is not criticizing them. Because again, what's effective about that? You can come on my page and criticize me, but it's not an effective way to communicate what you want to communicate. And again, it's just going to get you shown to the door. So that's why I say, don't do that. Don't do that. So, but we need to have better communication skills. And then you have people that just won't communicate. You have people that just shut down. They won't use words. They'll use a lot of body language. They think you can read their minds. They have a lot of covert contracts. We're going to talk about that. That's a whole lot of women. I got to get on the women about that. That's a whole lot of women. Y'all are big into the whole, I shouldn't have to say, and if I have to use words, if I have to tell you, then it don't count. Y'all love saying that. And that is the most toxic, ineffective myth about communicating. Like, I can't make this up. And I mean, you should see them. When I say to a woman, stop that, and they just sit there and pout, and they mad, but they go home, and the husband looking over like, and they go home and think about it. But I'm like, no, you have to dispel that. You have to use words, and you can write it or you can speak it. But your body language, your neck rolling and your eyes rolling around, like, come on, you're a grown up. Stop that. Okay? Now that you're an adult, you have to use words. I've taught my kids to use words since they was little. So now, yeah, you're a grown up. You got to use words. So let's stop all of that. It's ridiculous. Okay? But communication, we are going to dive deep. I'm going to give you all of my greatest tools. I want you to remember this. These classes, when you go to therapy, when you go to couples counseling, when you're being coached, that is not the work. People have a belief that, oh, I checked the box. I went to this feminine communication masterclass. That's not the work. That's called so what? That's called you paid to register and you showed up and you sat there for 90 minutes or 2 hours. Maybe you asked some questions. Okay, so that's not the work. Guess what the work is? If you actually apply everything in your workbook, everything in my PowerPoint, everything that we talked about, when you actually start doing that with the people in your life and the men in your life and you get good results, that's the work. But I have couples right now that are getting ready to get fired because they're coming up on a year and they've been coming into my office checking a little box. And then, look, y'all, this will really be killing me. Y'all be telling people, oh yeah, I'm in therapy. I go to counseling. I go to therapy. And look, people be looking at y'all sideways like, because you don't act like it. You don't act like it. You sure? What your therapist be talking about? What y'all be doing? And you know why people say that? Because you're not applying a thing that you're hearing in therapy. You're not using any tools. You're not regulating your emotions. You're not unbothered. You're very much bothered. And now you out here giving therapy a bad name because nothing is really changing in your life. You showing up just as loud, just as abrasive, just as crazy. Okay. And then y'all loud and proud about telling somebody you go to therapy. No, the real work is when you leave the therapist's office. That's the real work. When you out here in the world actually interacting with real people. And it's just like I tell single people, the real work, the real test of your therapy is when you get in your next relationship. That's when we're going to see. But you being single and, oh, girl, I'm doing so good. I'm feeling so good, girl. I got my emotions regulated and I be cool, calm, and collected. Okay, find a man you like. Find a man that you feeling and let him be feeling you. Let y'all start dating. Let him start triggering you. Oh, here we go. Now we're going to see what we got. Now you're going to see what you got. That's 90% of women right there. Like, right there. Okay? So the real work is done in relationship. The real work is done with real people, unpredictable people that you never know what they going to do or say. That's how we going to know if the work is working. Okay? So that's just a little tip for you. I got to get going. I'm going to run in here and grab my donuts. And I'm wrong, y'all. I'm wrong all day long. Y'all can drop that. Just tell me I'm wrong. But that's okay. If loving donuts is wrong, I don't want to be right. Okay? Because I'm about to go in here and get these donuts and head home and, unload my groceries and dive into my paperwork for the rest of the day. I think I have 2 couples tonight. I think I have 2 couple sessions tonight. And then I have a consult. But today is a paperwork day. I will be deep in paperwork. And look, I haven't gone live in several days because I've been deep in paperwork. This paperwork is kicking my behind. It's the one part of my job that I actually cannot stand is my paperwork. So, but thank you so much. If you feel compelled to join us for Feminine Communication Masterclass, please go in the link in my bio. It says Pillar. You click that link and there's a lot of fabulous things there. You can schedule your coaching session in my Pillar link. You can download the workbook in about 2 days. There are other ebooks. There's a free ebook there. It's fabulous. All my links are there. It's amazing. So until my website gets straight, because right now my website is a mess, y'all. But until my website gets straight, I want you to check out that Pillar link. That Pillar link's been saving me. So that's how you're going to register. Wednesday the 21st, 7:30 p.m. Okay, and we will meet over Zoom, and it's going to change your life, especially if you apply it. If you apply what's in the master class, it's going to change your life forever. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of the day. It's beautiful here. Very cold, but very sunny, how I like it. But beautiful here. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, stay open to love.